Hello, everyone. My name is Mary, and welcome to another class for yoga. We're going to start standing today, and I just want your feet underneath your hips. Want your shoulders up, back, and down, and just stand in a nice, strong mountain pose. I want you to just close your eyes and just notice how your feet feel. I want us to just let go of anything that might have happened before class, anything that's going to happen after the class. It doesn't matter. What matters right now is the present moment. Just really starting to get into your body. Might take us a few minutes to let go of all the things that were going on. But by starting by closing the eyes and eliminating all of the things that our brain has to make sense of and understand and get feedback from through their sight, we're starting to close that off just for a moment. Now, once we have eliminated possibly all the information coming in from sight, to see if you can start to focus inwardly on breath. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And see if you can exhale it through the nose. And try and relax those shoulders as you exhale. As we inhale, sometimes we use different muscles instead of the diaphragm. Sometimes we use our traps. We might use other muscles to help those lungs inhale. But I really want you to use the diaphragm so you're starting to push the belly out and relax the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Do this a couple more times at your own perfect pace, letting your fingertips start to relax, trying to soften your facial features, just standing nice and vertically, allowing gravity to pull you straight down. We're not leaning forward, needing any muscle activation. We're not leaning back. We're just standing completely straight, balancing on our 2 feet. On your next inhale, feel free to open up your eyes, rise your hands all the way up. Look up to the ceiling, and then exhale, bring them down through heart center, and maybe your gaze goes down to the floor. Let's do this a few times. Big inhale, rise and look up. And exhale, floating down through the center. One more time, big inhale, rising all the way up. And then exhale, coming down. Inhale all the way up, grabbing with your right hand your left wrist, and then diving over to the right side. Go ahead and bend your right knee, and then you're able to send the left hip out and get a bigger stretch on the side. Nice big C curve of the spine. Go ahead and look down at the mat. And then rise up, straighten everything up, change wrists. Start with the lean over to the left, and you'll see how much side flexion you get. And then we're going to access the hips by bending that left knee and then sending the right hip out. And then come all the way up. Let's go ahead and release the hands. Bending the right knee, let the right hand fall as the left comes up. And then come up and bend the knee and come to the other side. And rise up. One more time, looking down at the right knee bends, right hand down. And then left knee bends and all the way up. Bring those hands down through heart center. And inhale, rise up. Go ahead and push the walls away. Soften your knees. And then just bring that right hand forward. It's a little spinal twist. And then through the center. And the other way. And through the center. One more time over the first side. And then the other side. Bring it in. Inhale those hands all the way up. Exhale the hands to heart center. And go ahead and step to the top of your mat. Inhale, rising all the way up. This time, soften your knees and forward fold down. Inhale to a halfway hold. And exhale to the mat. Inhale, rise those hands all the way up. And exhale to heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale all the way up. Forward fold, come down. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Big rise up, and hands to heart center. One more time, all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway hold, and exhale to the forward fold. Inhale, rise, and exhale to heart center. Inhale all the way up. Go ahead and forward fold. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other, and you're in downward facing dog. Press your thumb and index finger into the mat, grip with your other fingers, and suction cup the inside of your palms down to the mat. Send your tailbone high, lengthen your spine, let the head hang. Give me a little shake, yes. A little shake, no. Maybe draw a couple of little circles. And then we're going to pedal at our feet. Bend your front knee and press your back heel down and just hold it. Feel that stretch in the calf. And then switch and hold on the other side. And let's go back to the first side. Then the other side. Let's do a quick little pedal side to side now. And again, if we want those little hip motion in there, just drop your hips and sway them side to side, almost like you're drawing a figure 8 side to side with those hips. Again, if that doesn't work for you, just stay walking the dog. Once we've done what we've needed to do, press both of the heels to the back of the mat, lengthen that spine, lift the front leg up into the sky for 3-legged dog. Bend your knee and let it drop to the back. Rotate your ankle one direction, rotate your ankle the other direction. Pull the knee into the chest and help get that foot to the top of the mat. Take a giant step to the top. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. And go ahead and forward fold right back down. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other foot. Pedal out the dog. Lengthen the spine. Let the head hang. Press both heels to the back. And when you're ready, back leg lifts up into the sky. Bend your knee and let it drop to the front. Rotate the ankle in one direction. Rotate the ankle in the other direction. Look between your hands. Pull the knee into the chest and help get that back foot to the top of the mat. Drop your right heel down on the diagonal and inhale all the way up. Tuck your pelvis, sink on into your first warrior 1. We're going to push our hands out to the side, sweep your back hand to the front, and then sweep to the center and twist to the back. It's not going to be as big a motion to the back. Center, front, center, and back. Bring your hands to the front, all the way up. Lean forward into that front foot and reach. We're going to take it to a back bend. So press into that front foot. Reach all the way back. One more time. Exhale, weight transfers to that front foot. And then float yourself back. Turn it to our warrior 2 and open up your stance a little more. Reaching our thumbs up to the sky, shoulders down. Hips aren't moving in this one. We're just leaning forward as if someone's pulling me, and then someone is pulling me in the back. Now the weight is shifting heavily into my front foot, and then into the back. One more time. Be pulled forward. Be pulled all the way back, and then let your back hand drop, and your top hand reaching for the sky. Sink a little lower and breathe. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Come into warrior 2. Lean forward as if someone's pulling you forward. And then take your elbow to your thigh or reach down your calf and hold here. Take your top hand, sweep it down and around, turn your hips to the floor, and then rise up. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale and inhale. Last one. Exhale, inhale. Come back to your warrior 2. Inhale to warrior 1. Exhale down to the floor. Take a step back into downward facing dog. Drop to your knees. Come into a kneeling plank, weight of your chest just forward of your hands. Elbows bend as you lower down. Feet flat on the floor. Baby cobra, squeeze your bum. Tuck your toes. Push back into child's pose. We're going to do everything on the other side. When you're ready, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Press thumb and index finger into the mat. Grip with your fingers. Suction cup your palms. Press both of the heels to the back of the mat and extend all the way through the spine. Front leg lifted up into the sky. Pull the knee into the chest. Help get it to the top of the mat. Drop your back heel on the diagonal. Rising up, warrior one. Tuck the pelvis and sink on in. Now that we're here, let's push the walls away. Back hand is going to float first. Look towards the camera. And then sweep and open up to the back. Inhale, exhale, twist. That's the tougher one. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, bring those hands all the way up. Sink on forward. Feel the weight transfer into the front foot. And then bring it all the way back. Go ahead and lean forward. Send it all the way back. Come into warrior one and turn it into warrior two. Spread your feet out a little bit wider. Sink in if you can. Squeeze your bum and roll your shoulders back. Turn the palms up or turn the thumbs up. Again, legs aren't moving, hips are stable. It's from the rib cage. Reach forward and then reach back. Reaching forward and reaching back. One more time as you reach forward. This time you're going to reach all the way back. You're going to drop that back hand and reach for the ceiling with the other one. Sink in nice and low. Couple of breaths here. Bring it back to warrior two. And then lean all the way forward. Make sure someone feels like they're pulling you forward. And then elbow can find the thigh, or you go right against your calf and you open up here. Press your hand against your leg if you have it outstretched. Take the top hand, revolve it down, turn your hips down, and then inhale up. Hand pressing against your leg stabilizes you so that that knee doesn't collapse in. One more time, rise it all the way up. Exhale it down. Inhale the hand up. Come into warrior two. Inhale to warrior one. Exhale down to the mat. Take a step back into downward dog. Pedal out the feet or come into a high plank. Go ahead and lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Inhale, maybe baby cobra or full cobra. And then exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Let's pedal out those feet. Let's go ahead and make this a little faster. If you're ready to go, it is the back leg goes up into the sky. Bend your knee, let it drop to the front. Pull the knee into the chest, but don't let it drop. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Over and open up the hip, and then pull it in. We're going to come forward, and we're going to bring that knee down to the mat, and then we're going to pull it all the way back up. Touch the knee down to the mat, and pull it all the way up. I know, one more time, down to the mat, pull it up. Three-legged dog. Look between your hands, step it all the way through. Drop your heel, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, push the walls away, sink. Front hand, sweep and look to the back. And then all the way to the front. Sweep. And sweep. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, float forward and lift your front heel so you're just on your toes. Drop your heel down, come into a back bend. One more time, lift the heel. Drop it down. If you feel confident that you can come into warrior three, lift the heel, lift the toe, and pop up. Taking the front hand, sweep it down and circle it around. Take the back hand, sweep it down. Now, if that's too much, just tap the toe down and stay here. We'll do that one more time. Front hand sweeping around and back hand sweeping around. Go ahead and place your front toe back. Warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Reach it all the way forward and support yourself. We're going to allow ourselves to go into a bind. If you want to take your top hand and reach behind your back, you can. If you want to take your other hand and sweep it underneath your legs to see if you can find your hands. If you found your hands, roll your shoulders back and see if you can look up to the ceiling. Wherever you are, we're going to reverse this all the way back into a reverse warrior. So release those hands, get yourself into warrior two, and then reverse it all the way back. Windmill down to the top of the mat. Take a giant step back. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Maybe you come into a full up dog, knees off the mat. And exhale, go ahead and push it back. Are you ready to do the other side? If the answer is no, just take a moment to breathe because we've got those leg lift movements. And if they weren't for you today, you can stay in downward facing dog, do a little walk, grab some water, maybe even do a different stretch that you need. But if you'd like the challenge with me, go ahead and lift the front leg up. Bend the knee, let it drop over the body. Bring the knee into the chest, come into a plank, and then we're going to send it all the way back up. One more time, pull the knee into the chest, send it all the way back up. Pull the knee into the chest, but don't go anywhere. See if you can drop that knee down, and then pull yourself back up. Drop the knee down, exhale. Inhale, come back up. One more time, tap the knee down. Bring it back up. Three-legged dog. Look between the hands. Pull that knee all the way into the chest and step it through. Back heel diagonal. Warrior one. Exhale, hands out to the side. Go ahead and sweep to the front. And then sweep it to the back. One more time to the front. And sweep it to the back. Inhale your hands up, warrior one. Exhale, dive forward. Lift your heel and stay on your toes. Then slowly float yourself back, heel down. Lifting up and then dropping back down. Now your option is just to stay up on the toes, or if you feel like floating and coming into a bounce, a warrior three. Backhand scoops it down, draws the circle, comes up. Front hand draws down and comes up. One more time, backhand and up. And the front. And we're going to take a knee bend, lower the toe down. We come up to warrior one, exhale into warrior two. Go ahead and lean forward, elbow on the thigh, or tip forward and support yourself along your calf. You can stay here in this strong pose, okay? There's a lot of work going on. There's hip opening, there's reaching. If you want to open up the shoulder, that top hand behind the back, and maybe we can take the bottom hand and reach it through. If we can find our hands, then the next step would be, can you roll your shoulder back on the top? And then maybe look to the ceiling. A couple of nice deep breaths here. Wherever you are, we're going to reverse this warrior, so release the hands all the way back. And then windmill down to the top of the mat. Take a giant step back. Chaturanga or rest. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push it back. Go ahead and walk yourself to the center of your mat. Cross at the ankles and have a seat. All right, let's go ahead and lie back. Good time for water. And make your way onto your spine. Once you're on your back, take your arms out like cactus, drop your knees to the front, look to the back, and then come through the center and over the other way. One more time, let's windshield wipe these legs one way. And then go to the other side. Let's bring ourselves onto our backs, taking those hands down by our sides. Shake out that head a little side to side, tuck the lats underneath, and then relax your spine onto the mat. Heels close to your body. Go ahead and squeeze your glutes to lift your pelvis up. And then lowering back down. Inhale, squeeze, lift. Exhale, lower back down. One more time, squeeze, lift. And lower back down. This time you're going to squeeze and lift and stay up. We're going to go for that walk. We did the pedal of the dog before in downward facing dog. Now we're doing it a bridge. So lift your front heel, lift your back heel, lift your front, lift your back. One more time in the front, one more time in the back. Both heels down, both heels up. Walk your feet in a little closer to your body. Try and lift your pelvis up a little higher. Now, if you feel confident here, your neck is fine, and you can stay on the balls of the feet, please do. Otherwise, come back onto the heels. But we're going to lift the right knee to stack, or the front knee to stack, and then place it back down. Hips are squared. Lift the back one. So we're not shifting around. We're bracing our core, and we're lifting a steady bridge. Up and down, up and down. If you want more, stack the front leg, extend it out, bring it back in, place it down. Same thing with the other side. You can just stay with the knee stacked, or you could do a little bit of a leg extension. The leg gets a little heavier the further away it goes from the body. So there'll be a little bit more work for those abdominals. One more time. Extend. Lower the front heel, lower the back heel, and then lower the spine down. Pull one knee into the chest followed by the other. And we're going to do one more add-on to this one. A little rock side to side. Now again, if you're just strengthening your back or your back feels a little tender because we sit a lot, just keep coming back up onto a bridge pose and then lifting the heels, doing a walk of the dog, maybe lift a knee, but we don't have to do the full series. If you're ready to do the full series and then add on, go ahead and lift your pelvis, lift the front heel, lift the back heel, walk your feet in a little closer to your body. Lift up those hips nice and high, tuck the lats underneath, and then lift up the front knee. Send the leg out. Drop the heel down. Bring the leg back up, bend the knee, and put the foot down. Go ahead with the back. Extend it out. Lower the leg. Lift it back up. Bend the knee, and place it back down. We'll do that one more time. Knee, extension, drop, lift, bend, toe down. Knee stack, leg extends. Drop it down, lift it up. Stack, drop, heels down, butts down, knee in, and give yourself a hug. A little rock side to side. All right, so we did some back work. Let's go ahead and allow the feet to come back onto the floor, one at a time. Roll over onto your side. Let's go ahead and make our way back into a tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. I tuck my toes for that plantar stretch. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and send your front leg out. Lift it up to hip height. If you're feeling good here, go ahead and bring it to the front. Tap it down. Lift it up. And then cross behind you and tap it down. Inhale. Exhale, take a look at that toe. Inhale. Exhale, take a look at that toe. One more time to the front and just leave that toe off to the side in the front. right, so we've got our toe down, we've got our front hand down, and we're going to lift our back hand out. We're going to tap our back hand to the back. We're going to cross it over and see if we can cross it at the elbow to the front. Over to the back and cross over to the front. One more time, over to the back, cross over to the front. Take your hand to the back. So you've got your fingertips down, your toes down. We're going to switch the two. So front toe goes back hand goes front. Lift up and balance and cross and touch. Oh, how'd you do? All right, stabilize, lift up and cross over. Inhale, straight. Exhale, drop. Inhale, straight. And exhale, drop. One more time. Inhale, straight. Exhale, cross. Holding here. Bend your knee. Front hand, bend the elbow. See if you can catch the foot. If you can catch the foot, press into your hand, arch your back, and look up to the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release into child's pose. All right, again, lots of definite work in this one. Hips, shoulders, core, side obliques, back. A couple of deep breaths here, and we're going to do everything on the other side. So come into your tabletop. Knees underneath the hips, shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the toes, back leg extends out, lift it up to hip height. Go ahead and take it off of your mat to the back. Take a look at the toe, bring it back in line with the body, and then cross and tap. Take a look at it on this side. All right, we're getting cervical spine involved because we're looking at our feet, tapping down. All the way up, you're feeling your core work as you shift side to side. One more time to the front, and one more time to the back. Go ahead and put the foot down. And now we're going to have the back hand down. The back leg is out to the side. We're going to try and find an awkward balance. We're going to lift the front hand up. We're going to take it out to the front. We're going to bring it up. We're going to cross at the wrists and tap it down in the back. Front and side. Top of mat and side. One more time, up. And you've got your hand out in the side. You've got the other leg out on the side. We've got our hand rooted down in the back. Let's see if we can lift the two limbs up. Take them around and cross them over. Inhale. Exhale. Take your time. Don't worry if you lose your balance. Inhale. Maybe you tap down here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do it one more time. Big reach and lengthen. Cross and tap. Big reach and lengthen. Cross and tap. Coming up. Bending your knee. Reaching for your toes if you can find them. And if you've found them, press into your hand. Press into your toe that's supporting you. Press the hand holding onto the foot into one another. Arch the back. See if you can look up to the ceiling. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Come into child's pose and lengthen out. Couple of deep breaths here. Go ahead and walk yourself into a seated posture and then lie back. We're on our backs one more time, except we're taking it down a notch. Pull those knees into the chest. And then slide those hands to the ankle, pull the knees out to the side, or maybe hold on to the outside of your feet. Pull the feet together, soles together, and pull the knees out to the side. Tuck the tailbone down, pull the chin into your chest, and see if you can lengthen that spine all the way down your mat. Once we've done that, we can pull our feet apart. Let those knees drop down to the ground, still taking your tailbone and tucking it down. You can flex those feet, especially if you're holding on to the soles. And if you're good to rock, this is baby pose. If you want to rock the baby, just a little side to side. That might feel good on those lower erectors. Once we've rocked a little side to side, you can go ahead and bring those feet together. Slide the hands up to the knees, and push the knees together, front foot down, back leg extended up, holding onto the back of the knee, the calf. You can flex that heel, and some of us might be able to grab onto the toe. Wherever you happen to be, holding onto the leg or the foot, see if you can lengthen out that front leg. Nice big hamstring stretch here. Again, bend in the knee is totally fine. Nice deep breaths. We're going to bend the outstretched leg if you had stretched it out. Walk your hands back to the knee bend. Place that foot on the floor. And let's swap. Bring the knee into the chest. Extend the leg up. Walking the hands to the calf. Maybe onto the toes. And then just feeling the stretch. Give it a couple of nice deep breaths here. Tuck the chin in. Let the tailbone relax. If you want a little more, extending out that back leg. And then taking your time in this stretch, our hamstrings get very tight because we sit in chairs with our knees bent for most of the day. So we don't get that lengthening. We sit more than we stand and walk in our modern day society. Those hamstrings generally are weaker than our quads. So we want to make sure that we work them strong and stretch them out. If your leg is outstretched on the back leg, go ahead and bring the knee to a bend. Walk your hands back down your leg until you get behind the knee, and then place that foot down. Arms out to the side, cactus arms are straight out. Drop your knees to the front. Let them fall where they want to. Turn your head to look to the back. A couple of nice deep breaths here. Probably hearing the cicadas, the ch-ch-ch noise. There's a mourning dove cooing in the background. Haven't noticed the toucans. The macaws were here earlier. And turn your head to neutral. Lift those knees up. We'll take it to the other side. So just drop those knees all the way to the other side. If you feel comfortable, turn your head to look opposite to the knee. Relax the shoulder. Let those knees part. And then we can turn our heads back to the ceiling. Bring those knees back. We're going to come into our final posture. But before we do that, let's go ahead and walk our feet nice and wide outside of our hips. Drop the knees over to one side. Lift them up and drop them to the other side. So again, nice wide hips. Getting an internal rotation from the back leg and an external from the front leg. And then switching it out so it's opposite. One more time in either direction. And then you're just going to bring those knees back to pointing to the ceiling. And at this point, you can just let those knees drop together and you can stay in Shavasana like this, very comfortable for the back. Or walk those feet in towards your hip distance. Slide one heel down and let the foot fall out. Slide the other leg out and let the foot fall out. Those hands can outstretch over the head, out to the side, down by your Hips wherever you want them. A little shake of the head side to side. And then let's take that nice deep breath in. And exhale through the nose. We started our practice standing. And this time we're ending it lying down, but it's the same thing. We're letting go of all of our thoughts that we don't need. We're just noticing how our lungs feel, how our body feels. Taking a deep breath in. Relaxing the shoulders. Let the lips part. The tongue be heavy in the back of the mouth. Softening the eyes. Letting the creases in our forehead, our brows, around our eyes, let it all melt. Melt away the tension in the shoulders, and the wrists, and the fingers, if you need to give them a little movement, just to make sure that they're able to rest after being on them for a lot of the class. Wiggle those fingers, maybe ball at the fist, and then release it out. One more time. And then release it out. Bring the awareness into the torso, your abdominals, your back, your hips, down those legs for strong warrior postures, calves, ankles, toes. And again, because we did a lot of work standing and moving, you might want to roll those ankles out a little bit, maybe flutter those toes, squeeze them in, ball them up, and then spread them out nice and wide, whatever works for you. And then just let them relax. Go back to your nice deep breathing. Just allow yourself the next minute or two just to lie and do a body scan, or just focus on perhaps any of the noises you're hearing through the video. Maybe there's noises in your place that you're practicing. Just as long as you're staying in the present moment, not worrying about anything that needs to come or anything that's past. Just taking in some nice, deep, relaxing breath. Now, the beautiful thing about practicing off of the video is if you need a little more Shavasana, feel free to stay. No rush. The more time you take for yourself in Shavasana, the better it is for your body's relaxation. But if you are looking for movement, it's the wiggle of the fingers and the toes. It's the movement of the wrists and the ankles. If the legs are outstretched, it's bending one knee, followed by the other knee. Taking those arms out, cactus, or fully stretched for support as you drop knees one way. And then you bring them the other way. Knees do not have to touch the floor. You're just windshield wiping side to side. And then you're going to let those knees drop one way or the other to stack up, roll onto your side. Your head is supported on your bottom arm. Your top arm is in front of your belly. When you're ready to sit up, let's go ahead and press into the hand in front of the belly. Walk yourself up with the other arm. Come into a nice seated position on the mat. End our class with 2 nice deep breaths. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Feel free to close your eyes. Rise those hands up. Take a big breath. Look to the ceiling. Exhale, come down through heart center. We'll do that one more time. Big reach, big inhale, rising up. Exhale those hands into your lap and let your head stack over your shoulders. Thank you everyone for your practice this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whenever you happen to have gotten on your mat. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the YouTube channel and I will get back to you. Otherwise, I hope to see you in person or on video real soon. Take care.